What is, what it was, and what it do, y'all. So, Jackie from Hey Jackie Beauty, and I'm so happy to be back. Finally sitting down doing a video for you guys. I'm sorry I've been gone for a little bit of time. I just needed some time off and just to get things organized and put together. But I am back, and I'm so happy to share this stuff with you guys. And so if you haven't already peeked at the title, we're going to be talking about the crochet braids I had in, I would say it's been now about 2-3 weeks. So if you want to know whether or not I would recommend those crochet braids and what I would do in the future after having this experience, then keep on watching. Also want to make sure you guys subscribe and join the beauty club. Let's have you guys be a part of the family here. And also to make sure that you hit that bell button so that you get notifications when I upload videos, because I'm trying to catch up on the videos in the weeks that I've missed. And so make sure you hit that bell button so that you get those notifications. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I believe right now I am in the middle of doing a takeover for Ladies Night PDX. And so yeah, if you guys followed me on Instagram, you would have known that because I announced it on there. But if you have not seen that, go check it out. Go see it. I'm having some fun over there and just sharing more about what I do professionally as a graphic designer, among other things. And so yeah, make sure to follow me on those platforms because you never know what I'm going to be doing there. And definitely want to just keep you guys in the loop and make this more of a community. Also to let you guys know, there's sunlight out here, so it might get light and dark because it's a little cloudy out there. But yeah, I'll try my best to keep it kind of uniform throughout the whole video. So let's talk about the Bohemian Goddess Crochet Locs I put in this time. So this time when I put in the Faux locks, I used instead the Bobbi Boss Bomba locks, and I use it in the one where it comes in various lengths. I believe the lengths are 8, 10, and 12 inches. I'll make sure to put that information here in a picture of them so you guys can see it. And then for the curly hair, I use Freetress Water Wave. And I believe the colors that I stuck with are 1B for the locks. And then for the Freetress Water Waves, I had, I think I had packs, yeah, I had a few packs of just 1B, and then I had another pack that was, I think, TT27 or TT30. And so I had those, and I put those in because I kind of wanted to have a short bob and to have the front be more of an ombre, while the back and other areas were just dark, just to kind of give dimension to the hair. And so I had fun kind of trying to figure that out. I watched a few videos on coloring and kind of got an idea of how I wanted to sound, put it together. And so my thoughts about the curly hair, definitely recommend the Freetress Water Wave above the outre hair, and just any hair in general. I think it's easier to get kind of like loose, curly, synthetic hair or crochet hair rather than hair that's pre-looped, because it kind of tends to tangle up more when it's pre-looped, and that's just irritating. They're so loud. I hope you guys can hear them. And for the crochet locks, I would say when it comes to the various lengths and trying to make a bob, I would say it's kind of hard to do that because it just depends on the size of your head, honestly. And so I believe I bought 4 to 5 packs of it, and I did the 8s kind of like in this section, the 10s up here and the 12s up here. And I was going to buy 14-inch just in case, but I didn't buy them, and I wish I did, because it was just hard to kind of keep the lengths uniform to where it was a blunt bob. I think kind of it's meant to be more of an angled bob, and where the longest length is the 8-inch at the bottom. But I didn't want that layered look, and that wasn't what I was looking for. If you are looking for that layered look, the multiple lengths will be perfect for you. Because it did kind of give me those layers, and I was just trying to finesse it and make it work to where it didn't have those layers, and that's where the little curly hairs came in, and that kind of made everything one length for me. And so yeah, it's just hard to figure it out because you really have to plan ahead, and they give you a set number of each length. But depending on how many braids you have in your head and depending on the size of your head, you might need less of the 8-inch versus the 10-inch versus the 12. And so I don't know if it is more cost effective to just buy a certain number of packs of each length separately. It might be, and so what I'll do is I'll put up like the price of each one, but you also have to like figure into possibly not being able to get the certain length that you want in a certain color. Because what I originally wanted to do was to get the locks that were in the ombre color. I think the locks that were in the ombre are out of stock, so that's why I had to just play with the additional curly hair for the goddess locks rather than having it all kind of be uniform and ombre together. So installation was fairly easy and it was the same as before. So it went way quicker because braiding in the curly hair was way easier. It didn't tingle nearly as much as the other hair. And I think I had just about enough. I might have had a little bit left over, but it was perfect for me and it worked really well. And then putting in the goddess locks, I think when I put them in I realized that they're pretty chunky. And I did the same size braids that I did last time, and so they were fairly small, and I can show you just a picture of what they look like. And so I recommend that if you do use a Bomba locks to have thicker braids for sure to start off with, because what I found and ran into was that it felt heavy on my hair, and that's just because the braids were too small. And so it just made it hard for when I wanted to do styles and like had to like put my hair up around the perimeter and stuff. It just made it feel just tense and it just didn't feel good for a majority of the time that I had it in. And so particularly like the ones in the corner, the braids in the corner that I had with the locks, it just felt too heavy. And so by that point though that I found that out, it was a little bit too late, so I just kind of had to deal with it and just make it work and just make sure that around my perimeter I just kept it loose, while also like allowing it to still stay like in an updo if I had a bun or something. And so I installed this in. I think the total time installation for this time was 2 hours. I did this over Christmas break and I took them out mid-February, so I had them in for 2 months. And so the beginning, like, it was pretty good. It was tight and I was kind of expecting it to be tight, and I was getting used to the locks being bigger than the other ones before. And so during that time I didn't really notice the issues that I kind of had coming up later. And so some of the biggest issues I had later on was actually with the locks. And what happened was that the locks would kind of get matted and kind of get knotted together, which is something I was kind of used to, but the way that it would do it, it would create other little knots throughout the hair, and it would also come out in straight pieces. And so I'll show you a few clips because it was kind of weird to me how it was doing that. I wasn't expecting that to happen because the other locks that I had were the Freetress water wave locks, and that didn't happen with those. And so I think it's just something that happens with these Bomba locks, and I think it just has to do with the way that the locks are made. It's not really made, how can I say this? The Bomba locks aren't made really tight. And so compared to the water wave ones, those I think are way tighter, and they're also smaller than the Bomba ones. The Bomba ones are just kind of loose, and I think they're meant to be that way because it just gives off a more lived in look compared to the Freetress ones. Those take a little bit of time to look not as fresh. And so that was just the thing. It was kind of nice having the lived in look right away, but it of course caused issues later on the longer that I had them. So I just got to the point at the end of having my locks where I was just done. I just didn't want to deal with it. I got tired of having them in my hair and I was ready to take them out. And so the last, I would say like month or so, I would say probably like 3 weeks to a month, I just got tired of having them in my hair. I did pretty much the same type of things as I did with the Freetress locks, but the Bomba ones were just proving to be a little bit more of a hassle than what I wanted it to be. And so I was happy to take them out when I did. And I also think that the Bomba locks, because they are more scraggly and more lived in, I feel like the ends of my hair kind of got a little bit of a beating being in those locks when I was taking them out. And so I think in a week or two I might go through and just trim a little bit of my hair and kind of get those ends taken care of. I didn't experience that really much with the other locks. So I definitely recommend the Freetress over the Bomba locks, depending on how long you have them in. If you're going to keep the faux locks in for a longer period of time, I say Freetress is your best choice. And if you're going to have them in for maybe like a month to maybe like, you know, a week or two, the Bomba ones will be nice to have. And so for Upkeep, it was pretty much the same thing that I did before. I would make sure to spray it down with like some kind of like nice leave-in that gave me slip. and then I would make sure to use like a mousse to help the curls pop again and also to get rid of the tangles. And I would just run my hands through it and get most of them out. What I did differently though this time was when I washed my hair. Instead of doing an apple cider vinegar rinse, I picked up Cantu's apple cider vinegar rinse, the one that has a little pointy tip at the end of the bottle, and I used that to shampoo my hair. And I definitely recommend it. I loved using it. And so the Cantu apple cider vinegar rinse does have the apple cider vinegar smell to it because that's one of the ingredients. But it also has, I believe, either tea tree or peppermint oil, and that kind of balances out a little bit, and it's a nice tingling sensation on your scalp. And I just felt like it cleaned it really well. It's inexpensive, and I think it's just a good product to have. A good cheap product to have when you're having your faux locks. And so to me, the point in having like protective styles and faux locks is to kind of save money at the same time, because you're using hair that's not real, and I don't want to use my expensive products on that. And so the Cantu apple cider vinegar rinse was perfect for me. I was really happy I used it. I'm definitely going to pick it up if I get braids again or something like that, because it just works really well. And so everything else I think for Upkeep for this time was the same as last time. And so nothing was different there. Yeah, I think just my final thoughts going away from it is that I don't think I'm going to use the Bomba locks again. I definitely will go back to the Freetress ones. And I definitely will use the Freetress water wave hair instead of the outre. And so Freetress is my choice when it comes to doing Bohemian Goddess crochet locks. I think they would work well together, and I think the results would be bomb, and I think it would just be a good protective style to have. And so if you guys have any other questions about how I did my hair or questions about where I got it, I don't believe I mentioned it before. I got this hair from Sam Beauty, and I'll make sure to link both things down below if you want the Bomba locks or if you want the Freetress ones. And I'll also make sure to link down the Freetress wave faux locks too, so that you guys can find those if that's what you're looking for. And so yeah, I believe that is it. If you guys have any other questions for me other than one that I just answered, feel free to leave them down below. I'll have links to everything in the description box, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if it was helpful. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.